Hey folks, there is something that has eluded notice for about 2 years now, a possible connection with a pattern that is holding on the sun that might tell us a little something about the Earth. The sun's magnetic poles reverse every 11 years for the same reason that sunspots start at higher latitudes after reversal and then migrate towards the equator. We've known for a few years that the sun's magnetic bands creep towards the equator as we approach the reversal, and when they meet each other at the equator, they cancel positive and negative, fade to very weak levels, and pop out the poles opposite the way they were before. So they travel towards each other, cancel at the equator, leading to a major weakening of the magnetic fields, and then a magnetic reversal event. If you are a veteran observer, your mind is already racing, and for those who are new to this topic, here's why. Earth's magnetic poles are on the move, with the South Pole leaving the continent of Antarctica already, heading towards the Indian Ocean. The North is really flying, dozens of kilometers per year, across the Arctic Ocean towards Russia. Even though in their race towards the equator the South Pole is way ahead, the North Pole is moving faster and will catch up in latitude right about the time when they meet near the equator in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Sumatra. Of course, things could change at any time, but thus far, the pattern is what it is, and if it does not change, then it looks like Earth's primary magnetic poles will meet near the equator, just like the Sun. They would cancel and our poles would reverse, just like on the Sun. And Earth's magnetic fields are already weakening as the shift gets underway, just like on the Sun. We have two websites created to help you with this topic of Earth's magnetic reversal. One is magneticreversal.org, which compiles all the official data on Earth's magnetic field from places like NASA, NOAA, the ESA, the World Center for Geomagnetism in Kyoto, Japan, and various peer-reviewed publications. Earthchanges.org is more for those who already have a solid grasp on the material, and this is where we track the effects of the reversal on the weather. The left column is the full introduction to this topic, including a bit of a jazzed up but utterly real preview of our future. The middle column is important as well, as some of the most logical questions, the most asked, are answered there. Before asking a question here in the comments, see if the information can be found in the videos in that middle column. We've seen remarkable electromagnetic similarities between the Earth and Sun and energetic activity like terrestrial gamma flashes and solar flares, in their dipole magnetic fields, and in their direct interplanetary magnetic field connections amidst the electric field of the solar wind. Now, it appears they may have something else in common, and it is yet another signal that our long overdue magnetic reversal could be at hand. Good morning, folks. That was Deeper Look, episode 19 of 2017 over at suspiciousobservers.org. Before we get going with the news today, it is worth mentioning that a pregnant woman can be slightly dilated for a week or more, but that doesn't mean we're counting on it. Folks, my daughter is going to have a baby brother here soon, and I imagine we might miss the news that day he arrives. Just an FYI for the day I don't show up. Anyway, let's get to it over at spaceweathernews.com, and we're finding a relatively calm day on our star, except the bright active region and filament below were popping at surface level for hours. No plasma left our star, and instead we got to watch towering plasma filaments on the periphery departing towards the far side and coming into view on the south. Solar flaring? Nada. Small C flares aren't getting anyone excited, and we have the decay of a sunspot group to thank for the continued quiet. Many umbra are gone, and the rest lack strong magnetic complexity. Let's come to the solar wind because indeed the stream arrived late last night, pushing particle speed near 700 kilometers per second and triggering a brief level 1 geomagnetic storm. Nothing scary. But folks, this has been the most surprising aspect of the Disaster Prediction app. We knew the alert maps would show the highest quake risk. We knew the solar flares would be detected and notified, but we're coming in up to over an hour earlier than the government warnings for these geomagnetic storms, and yesterday, once again, we even beat Tony Phillips' storm alert by 20 minutes. If you don't know, he's one of NASA's top solar guys. The stream arriving at Earth is from the departing coronal hole, not much room before the next one faces Earth the next few days, and peaks the quake alert once again. Over the last 24 hours, we've had no 6-pointers, but we did get close. A rare 5.9 in Africa there. Also had 2 North Pole jolts at 5 magnitude range. Only one of them got picked up by the systems, however. Top news today begins with a high nerd alert article that has no pictures or graphs, but explains how super flaring can come from stars just like our sun, 10 to 100 times more powerful than our star's normal flaring. Up next, this is a great piece about a nebula they have found doing a galaxy impression. Part of the cosmic web connecting the universe appears to be slightly denser, but really lit up like a torch in the heavens. Except there are no galaxies or stars within it or nearby producing that energy. There appears to be a tremendous outpouring of light, and yet utterly no source, or so they say. It is in the cosmic web, and I wonder where they think intergalactic Birkeland currents travel. Never mind, they'll get it. FYI, that's stars, galaxies, and somehow the sparse nebula burning just as bright right in the middle. We're on to the UK, where Doris came in with a mind to knock things about. The high winds came first, and then the snow, snarling traffic and even turning deadly. And as that system exits, we do see another creeping up over Iceland, whose convergence line will cut across the UK today. You guys are not quite done yet. Meanwhile, in the United States, we'll see snowfall across most of the northern tier behind that low tracking at the Great Lakes. But as the sun sets, however, the convergence line does have a chance to drop severe weather, hail, and even tornadoes from the Ohio Valley area. Folks, in addition to the earthquake prediction model and some great professors and top scientists, we also break down some magnetic reversal information at every conference. This is pretty much your last chance to make plans to come to the desert for the Observer's event of the year. Coming up, we've got the rest of the world's pressure and radar forecast, a null school run through the atmosphere, and shots of our star to close. It's 4:20 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.